We could. We could have some fun in this cornfield. Honestly, though, when we get up here, which X, when we get up here, I need the information to be fast and hard because later on, when we do actually do some of the books required, and you open up you. No, no, this one of them we'll need. That's an important number about what it does. Well, let's leave it up there. We'll get into this in a second. Well, you don't worry about what that says. Here we go. We're going to need this for some numbers, and we're going to need to know where we got it from, how to backtrack the path, so that way I don't get lost along the way, because we will get lost along the way. I mean, how is this site over here in Alabama, 7th at the 7th, got anything to do with the handbook, the custom handbook of North Korea's distribution? Huh? You ask those. You answer that question to me, and we'll talk about it. But again, I just want to have these in here for a fun little visual studio, break down the entry. Make it look like this for me, would you please? I like my marshmallows to be set up like this, about how against this makes that alpha standard good, but great. But it's not exactly the refined model, because this is going to get too heavy in the sheet that I need. And I'm going to need a way to break that down into some important pieces here, just Alabama overall. We got the specific governance of Alabama inside the key. We got, come on now. We got what is the census data, so I'm taking it from the pages and I'm just stuffing it in there for me, because I'll open it up and I'm like, I need to know that census data. I got to come up here and be able to check that out and get into the page specifically. Now I have to hunt it down through the page and be like, hey, right there's the chart I was looking for. How awesome is that when I need it, even if it is protracted a little bit by time dilation on the American survey 1 year, 5 year. Oh, at least Alabama's staying with it, huh? But as long as those are a difference, you're going to be checking on the page for inspection, sorting for words and parentheses, and you hit it. And you got to be ready for those things, because that's a pretty big grievance on one of those other maps that you'll have over here about, well, on the scale of things, US, that's Hawaii. This is Alaska. And a whole bunch of Canada right here when we start breaking this thing down about this is where you're living inside of there, about, again, these charts. This is where that is, and this is, Montgomery, where we say its capital is. It'd be the biggest base out of them. Well, a little arguable at times about what we'll get into as far as specifically hopping right into the distribution parts of this, because we're sticking with the military aspect of it, not necessarily the agricultural aspect on this page. Trying to add 2 bits into the same nature, so that way I can just mainline it for the handbook of North Korea. But we can, now you're opened up into that. That's certainly a big feature of, why they should look all the same. I'm expecting to see something like this, at least close to it as far as a page design, on what I'm looking for here when I get into the specifics of, what kind of video I'm looking for on that, which I thought this was.
We're located at Poditz Air Base in Poditz, Poland. We've got a DLA forward distribution point and a theater consolidation shipping point set up to put materials closer to the warfighter for Operation Saber Strike 2018. This capability is important for the command because it puts wholesale logistics in a position to affect the strategic level down to the tactical level, puts materials and equipment closer to the warfighter to reduce customer wait time and increase readiness for the soldiers on ground executing the training exercise. We are working to get materials to you faster, so you've got the commodities that you need to complete the mission, recover, and redeploy to home station.